up.
Right, Dan?
You know, mate. I've dragged my fucking Spurs shirt out first time I've worn it in fucking months.
Welcome to LJ Spurs Chat with Dan, as usual. Well, I want to ask everyone out there first, is anyone else up? Yeah, it was 8 o'clock, mate, but we've changed it to 7:30 now, and it'll be 7:30 all the time. So, yeah. Who else is up for Spurs finishing 17th and winning another European trophy?
You couldn't fucking write it.
No. Tottenham Hotspur with a much-needed win for everybody around the club. That's now 24. Yeah, but even that's now 24 consecutive games unbeaten at home in Europe. What a contrast to their league form. Most Spurs fans were dreading this game. I think we all was, weren't we? Along with their poor form and down to the bare bones in terms of available players. A home defeat was odds on before the kickoff. But Thomas Frank's men came out of the blocks fast, pressing, winning 50-50s, playing some lovely stuff with Simmons, Porro, Spence, and Odebert at the centre of things. The wide areas, particularly in that first half, were giving Spurs so much joy. And they attacked these areas time and time again. Captain Cutie Romero led by example, and he gave Spurs the lead with a lovely first-time effort from a cross fizzed over by Odebert. Svensson was sent off for Dortmund after a high challenge on Odebert. In my opinion, to be honest, it did look harsh. I know Danny might disagree, but I think, Danny, it was a typical scenario of when looking in slow motion, it looked a lot worse than it actually was. A harsh decision, in my opinion. Odebert was involved again as he crossed for Solanke, and it seemed to hit the striker 3 times before slowly rolling into the net for his first Champions League goal. Spurs 2 up at half-time. Another first for a Tottenham player was UN'AI BYFIELD making his Spurs debut at just 17 years old and becoming the club's youngest ever Champions League player. He came on in place of Bergvall, who was forced off with an injury, and to be fair, didn't put a foot wrong. The Spurs saw it through with relative ease and have a decent chance of going through to the next stage without the need of a playoff. It's in their own hands. Pedro Porro was awarded man of the match, but it could have been anyone. I imagine XAVI would have run him close. But why can't they do this in the league? I'm sure Thomas Frank is as baffled as us all. Spurs, also the only side that haven't conceded a single goal at home in the Champions League this season. I mean, Dan, when you read out things like this, it must, whatever you think of Thomas Frank, it must baffle him just as it does us. I mean, where did that first half come from?
Yeah, well, evening, mate. Evening, Milts. Evening, everybody. Do you know what? It's nice to... I mean, we come on, we lose, or whether we win, and we're smiling, we're laughing, we're joking. We're Spurs fans. We know what's gonna go on, and we know we're probably going to go and get beat at flipping Turf Moor on Saturday. And do you know what I mean? That's what we're expecting. But I have to say, it's actually, I put us down on my Super 6 to lose 2-0 last night, and it's the first time I've not backed us to win, because I hate not backing us to win on my Super 6. And I didn't back us. Went the other way for 2-0. Now I'm wishing that I had, but I'm feeling that if I had gone the other way, we probably would have got stuffed. No, look, listen, it was, yeah, I'm as baffled as you. That first 45 minutes, in fact, that first 15, 20 minutes was phenomenal.
Yeah.
The speed of moving that ball, their awareness on the pitch, and our own players and the Dortmund players was absolutely, I mean, it was superb, mate. And it was so nice to see. And it was nice to see that we had so many young players on that pitch starting off. I mean, Christ, even bloody Vic was bloody quite quick with the ball, throwing it out a few times and everything. And I was thinking, Jesus Christ, that turned around in the second half. But hey, mate, it was nice, mate. I was happy with the midfield. I was happy with the formation, and I know that was dictated because of injuries and what we had to play with. But it was actually nice. It felt nice. The atmosphere felt nice around the stadium. Do you know what I mean? I didn't feel like it was tense last night to you. And I said that to you. I said I didn't really feel tense until the second half. But it was just nice to see them play with a bit of free-flowing football. I mean, some of the runs, look, Dortmund, I think they're unbeaten.
They've lost one game in their league.
One game, yeah. And do you know what I mean? They sit second. So they're no flipping walkovers, Dortmund. So I used to go and watch them.
41, Dan.
Sorry?
Do you think Dortmund, I mean, everyone in Europe knows about Spurs. I mean, do you think they come in and they thought we're going to smash these?
I don't think so necessarily. I wouldn't think Kovac would have them. I think they were more surprised actually with the way that we came out, because he would have looked at their manager Kovac. He would have looked at us and seen how we've been playing. But also, he probably would have had another eye on looking at how we've actually played in Europe, and we've played completely different in Europe, home and away. So I think they're probably a little bit more surprised, and it's always good to get that goal early-ish. Do you know what I mean? And but it didn't come against the run of play; it come in play when we were pressured. I mean, it was good. Spence was wide, ODEBERT was wide. It looked like had the freedom of going. XAVI was all over the place, wanting the ball. Gray was doing his sitting down, and then he was winning the ball. Bergveld was grafting. It was so nice to see. And do you know what? Come Saturday, he's probably not going to play. Right? He's not going to be in that start 11, and he'll be on that bench. But I'll tell you what, fucking hats off to fucking big fucking Danzo. Because I'll tell you what, last night for me, he was fucking brilliant, mate. He was absolutely brilliant. He was so assured on the ball. Do you know what I mean? He was there all the time wanting it. He's put his head in there where he didn't want to be. Mate, it was nice to see him come in there. And it just shows, I think, a bit of his mentality that he probably knows that he's not going to play on Saturday. He's going to do that job every time he comes in when he's asked to come in. So that's really nice, and that pleased me. I don't think Vic had too much to do. Back four was quite assured. Nice to see a Dogi there. But I mean, look, overall, we knew it was going to be after that first half. There was no way they were going to sustain that, and Bergveld picked an injury up. We started to tire, didn't we? And things had to be changed. Yeah, the young boy came on, but I think it was.
Was I?
They were, but I said to you, I felt a bit twitchy when they were doing that normal Spurs sit back thing and let them come on, and there was no pressing. Dominic Solanke for me is a massive, massive hit, because he's not the best striker, but his work rate and what he gives us to start that press off, and his hold up play, his little touches, he's aware. Mate, he's only fucking played half a game, but his awareness.
My notes, Dan, as you've seen.
Sorry, mate.
Hero Danzo, and I also put about Solanke, and I put the difference he makes for the team. It's not just his goals, but his hold-up play and the way that he brings others into the game. It was sorely missed when he was all right last night, because Sydney's done 6 months out. I thought he played brilliant.
But then they say 6 months, don't they? Has he? Because we've seen him on the turf a month and a half ago. So he would have been up in his training. And I know match fitness is different, do you know what I mean? But no, it's nice. It was a good result. Second half was a bit of containment in the end. But another day, Porro's he's banging that flipping ball in. I think he's knackered towards the end of that run. Do you know what I mean? I was screaming at the TV, hit it early. Do you know what I mean? One thing's for sure though, fucking Carlo Moani, mate. Well, I think we just need to ship him back out and get somebody back in, because he's just not flipping good enough, is he? I won't say he's not good enough. Is it?
His attitude's wrong, Dan, isn't it?
Yeah, it is, and I kind of like. Look, we needed to get somebody in, and that's what we were left with. Let's face it. But like your man's saying, no signings is a little bit worrying. I know you're going to talk a little bit more on a couple of signings and all that lot that are people that we're in talks with, and some hideous ones. And I don't really want to go there and all that lot. But I said to you earlier, and I was speaking earlier at work, I just think that Are they going to back him?
Well, by the signings we're being linked to, which we will go on to, it looks like they're going to back him, but to a point or in a way where it'll just about keep us up. Do you know what I mean? Not to build on.
I think he's probably been told, look, you're playing game by game here.
Yeah.
And we'll take it each game at a time. And probably that is probably the best way to look at it, I would say. My only fear that doing that is they bought this, he's number 2 in now. And at any point, if he goes, he's going to step in. So, do you know what I mean? There's a massive coincidence going on there. But signings...
we're quick to hammer people on here, so we've given them all the credit and they did deserve it. But just in the back of my mind, do you think the players decided to play that way themselves, especially in the first half? Because there was definitely no sign of pragmatism, slow, the usual under Thomas Frank. Do you know what I mean?
They didn't seem as cautious as what they are in the Premier League. And I just don't get why that can't be transferred into the Premier League. I know it's faster, and I know it's European and it's slower football. But for me, Dortmund were only looking to hit us on the counter anyway, because of the speed that they had up top. But it's just weird, mate. That for me was the best 45 minutes that we've played, and I'll take the Man City game and the Burnley game out of it. That was the best 45 minutes I think I'd seen those young lads play. Do you know what I mean? I'll say young lads because it is. You've got Spence, you've got ODEBERT. Do you know what I mean? Solanke's not. I mean, he's not old, is he? You've got Simmons in there, Bergveld, Gray. They're all youngsters. Do you know what I mean? So they're not old heads, and it makes me wonder what would have happened if we'd have had and Bentancur and Van der Ven and the likes. Would they have played? Would it have been a different type of game? But
it's weird because, like, as good as the first half was, I don't be critical, but you got to find something in you. As good as the first half was, Dan, again, it wasn't a 90-minute performance. If you're going to be ultra critical, it's always with Spurs under Frank, one half of the game. Why is that? Is it confidence, tactics, or the manager, or a bit of both? Because I'm thinking
it's probably a bit of both. The manager, the tactics.
You're 2-0 up, and your players dropping deep in it because they haven't got the mental thing at home yet, have they?
Nah, I don't think they've got the mental thing for the Premier League at this moment in time, to be honest. And look, he's going to be. You're going to be cautiously looking at Saturday and seeing who we've got coming back in, who's recovered.
I think XAVI will be out. Did you see his ankle after the game? Blew up like a balloon, didn't it?
Yeah. And so that potentially could be him and Bergveld out for, I don't know, a couple of weeks.
I don't know what's that. Nothing yet.
But I mean, like, XAVI's been playing with an injury anyway. I mean, we'll see what happens. They would have iced it up and they would have been in that compressed air tanks and shit and all that lot to reduce that swelling. So I think we'll know more come Friday afternoon what's going on with that. But I just
think of Romero's performance. I thought he led by example, and he didn't lead by example like in his normal erratic way. I thought he was brilliant. That performance last night, to me, reminded me of his performance in the Europa League final. Yeah,
very much so.
I thought he was brilliant.
It was very controlled, to be honest. I mean, at one stage he was running around up top, and I'm thinking, no, actually, you're a centre half. You need to get back, mate. Do you know what I mean?
When Porro done that break, he was up with him, weren't he?
Yeah, I know. But no, XAVI's. I mean, he's quality, mate. And I know people have said it. It's just one game, and it's not like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 games. But then I think it's never going to be like that for him if Frank keeps changing and swapping and changing the team and his tactics that he wants to do. Because let's face it, last night we were pressing over the halfway line. We were higher up the pitch.
It was weird.
It was a bit like how Ange used to play it, to be fair.
Because when we was defending, if you watched it, Udogie came, or was it when we was attacking? He came back and they sort of made a back three.
Yeah. Well, I think that whoever was forward, Udogie or Porro, one of them sat in.
Yeah, he played well, Udogie, considering he got out as well. Yeah. He gives us that balance, slowly. I mean, Spence won one money.
He's on it, mate. What, 6, 7 times he passed that boy?
He's so on it. I just thought, where's this coming from?
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
I mean the centre of the park for me was where we won it because
If I said to you before the game, I felt I was dreading it for Bergvall and Gray because of the form that Dortmund had been in, and I thought, oh, they've been put out here.
mate, they
Langston,
weren't overshadowed. They were not overshadowed by a long time. I tell you, and like we've said this before, everybody has their opinions on Gray and Bergvall and JAVI and this, that, and the other. I like Gray. I think he is a complete player that's not this superstar, but it's not flipping shit. I think he's that player. Is a bit like Paulinho that is happy to do the nitty gritty, but he's also, I think he's got a pass on him more so than what Paulinho has. And look, if he can learn off Paulinho, that's only going to be good for Spurs. And it's, look, I mean, they're young boys. They are young lads, don't forget. Do you know what I mean? Playing in the Champions League. So like, it was a good night.
But hopefully that will give them some belief last night, that performance last night, the young fellas, give them a big bit of belief, Dan.
It should give the club. I mean, the fans were good last night. Do you know what I mean? They were noisy. I mean, I used to go and watch Dortmund when I was based in Germany, in Dortmund, in the very early 90s, late 80s and that. And so I know exactly how noisy they can be, and I haven't watched them numerous times. And I mean, their fans are noisy, but I mean, they are like held their own considering how many empty seats there was.
And there was 52,713 there last night. Do you know what I mean? So
maybe so. So 10,000 down, but do you know what I mean? No, it's good. It was good. The atmosphere was good, but I think that helped. The players helped that. I think that's what the players need to do. They need to help that. They need to get on it. And they need to be forward thinking, not the defensive thinking and worrying about what the opposition. The opposition should be worrying about us, about our speed and what we've got at the end of the day, because we've got some good players. They're not shit players. Do you know what I mean?
I think it's like you say, Dad. When he keeps changing the team because he does worry about the other team too much. When he doesn't worry about the other team, you can't. People like XAVI and that, for a prime example, needs a settled side so he can get used to who he's playing with all the time. When you keep chopping and changing because you're worried about the opposition, you're going to get no cohesion or nothing like that, are you?
No.
I mean, team
I've got a question. So, question to you and to everybody is: there's one person that's making a lot of noise at the moment, and he wasn't there last night. He wasn't playing. He was there in attendance, but he wasn't playing, and he's not going to sign a contract apparently while Frank's in charge. So, do you think that Van der Ven is the disruptive one in our team and in our squad?
I don't think he's disruptive.
I can understand him being pissed off.
I think he's pissed off. And I have been hearing that Liverpool may even come in with a bid this window. He don't want to be there when Frank's there. But no, I don't think he's like a troublemaker, Dan, or disruptive. I just think he's pissed off.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
But then, do you think that? I mean, I think that shows a bit unprofessionalism, to be honest.
Petulance.
Yeah.
Listen,
he's thrown his teddies out the door. I mean, look. I've said to you before, he's a cracking player.
He is,
but he's got pace. So his mistakes can be relied on by his pace.
Well, we didn't miss him last night.
Oh, we did miss him. No, but then I don't think Dortmund did that much in attack, to be honest. No. But your man's right there, Solanke, phenomenal up top. Do you know what I mean? Yeah. And his goal. Chuffed the foot that he scored, to be honest.
Well, I said to you, I don't know if the man saw it before we came on. That's what I put in my notes. It's not just his goals, because you'll never score your 30 goals a season, but it's the hold-up play.
Yeah.
The way he brings others into it. We've missed that massively.
Yeah.
Absolutely massively. He's one of the key cogs in our wheel, I think.
Yeah, it makes a massive difference. Because he's got something completely different to what Moani.
Well, Moani, I do rate him as a footballer. And when he went clean through, I thought, goal. That's what I thought. Even though he hasn't scored a lot.
But that's
I thought, goal. He was shit.
Yeah.
Did you see that bit when he was coming back? Give up on the ball, and Spence ran on and got it.
Yeah. I know, he just carried on going, didn't he?
A lot of people on social media are telling him to piss off today. Yeah, that's what I said, yeah. But at the end of the day, we've got to be realistic. If it's not now and it's in the summer, I still believe that they will go, Romero and Van der Ven. But the league is so weird. If we get our players back and we do play like that, you could still qualify for Europe. It's that close.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, it's tight. I just think that I don't think our players are shit. I just don't think that they're shit. I just think that they are. I think at the moment they're struggling to understand and execute what Frank wants them to do, and I think they're getting mixed. I think they're getting mixed signals from it because we've shown last night that how good they are when they go forward.
It's weird though. When you see Thomas Frank in the press conference, Dan, like after last night's game, after the Villa game, I know we lost, but the performance in the second half was brilliant, wasn't it? He says, I'm so happy because we showed strength, we showed determination, we were going forward. So he's saying he wants them to go forward, but they don't. It's strange. Maybe it's the way he wants them to go forward, and they're getting mixed signals, like you said. Who knows?
Yeah, I mean, I think Danzo's fucking awesome, but then
Danzo's quality.
I like what he offers the team, and he's big and he's strong. Do you know what I mean? He's quick. So
I'll tell you what impressed me a lot about him, Dan. Frank out. Do you know what impressed me a lot about Danzo last night? It might only be a small thing, but let me put it this way, because I said to Harry at the time, I said, Vicario would have done that. Every time, when they get the ball, like Danzo in that position was on the right side, isn't it? When Vicario rolls about the ball, 9 times out of 10, even if Porro's closed down, he'll still pass it to Porro, whoever that centre back is.
Yeah.
And Porro will have to end up just booting it because why you pass to me? Last night, when BYFIELD was in that position, he didn't pass him in Danzo to put him in an awkward position, and none of the players didn't put him into those situations which they put the other players into. And I thought that's good. That's
but also, it is, I mean, that's good. That shows how professional he can be. But he did play balls in between. He didn't always go to Porro. He was playing that ball further into the midfield when Spence and when Gray and XAVI were coming and Bergville were coming across for it, and then Porro were coming across.
It was good though to see that.
Yeah,
Frank out. He wants Frank out. Look, Frank keeps saying it.
Yeah, see,
they did do themselves proud. That's it. As I said, I was a proper worried before the game. I thought they're going to be lambs to the slaughter, and this last game in charge, as far as I'm concerned, was like a public execution from Frank. So basically, what I'm saying is I was completely wrong about it.
Yeah. See, I wasn't that worried when I've seen the team, and I have been in the past when I've seen the team, and I've gone, fucking hell, we're going to get fucking hammered. But last night, when I looked at the team, I was like, actually, I'm quite happy with that. Do you know what I mean? But yeah, I don't know whether I'm edging towards out. To be honest, I just don't think that he's necessarily gonna cut it, and I don't know whether the board now are gonna cut it with him and back him for what he wants.
Simmons loves it. He's like a little, he's grown into the league, and he's like a little kid. He was smiling, getting the crowd up. But he did so.
Yeah, but I like that. I like all that shit. I like it. He does. I don't mind his enthusiasm. Do you know what I mean? Because it just proves that he's there to fight and he wants to fight. Do you know what I mean for this team? If he wasn't doing it, I'd be a little bit worried.
Yeah, I thought ODEBERT was really good. And when he has confidence, when he knows that he can beat the fullback, he's fast, right, Harry? When he knows, But I'm still not convinced of ODEBERT. I'm not. I'm not going to knock his performance last night, but I'm still not convinced about it.
Are you more convinced about Tell would do a better job than what ODEBERT?
Who, me? Yeah, I am. Yeah, but he's so pissed off.
Oh, I don't think it. I think he'll go now.
I think he'll go now, and Harry wants him out. Hello, Lee.
Who, Frank?
Yeah, I think Frank. A lot of us. One,
Frank the Plank.
Yeah, he's the type of player that eventually, or hopefully, Simmons could run the game for you. Yeah, but I'm still Frank out. One. What's it? What's that phrase? Something about swallow don't make a summer. That just popped into my head.
Oh, I don't know.
What was that? Well, Dan, will the club go and buy some players now before the window shuts? As we are literally struggling now to get a team out on the pitch. So far, an underwhelming window in terms of net spend, as they've brought Conor Gallagher, but only with the money what they got from the Johnson sale. And just to cheer everyone up, there's Spurs are going to submit a £25 million bid for West Ham's Somerville. And they're also in talks with West Ham over a loan swap deal. The move would see Kingsley go to West Ham on loan till the end of the season and Hermansen to Spurs on a similar deal. Right, to me, I'm not too bothered about that one, Dan, because unless Nakayo gets injured, because this Hermansen is shit. So he's basically just going to come over. It's basically to keep Kingsley sweet, because he'll go straight to the West Ham team, play games, and that's what we want. Somerville, I know Harry likes him, and this is what annoyed me. The Tottenham hierarchy were apparently very impressed with Somerville when we played West Ham, and yeah, he had a decent game, but bloody hell. So again, you're being reactive and not proactive. You've seen him have a good game. There's no planning, is there, at all with this lot?
Not really.
No.
What is? Look, listen. He's no better than what we've got already.
Yeah, that's what I think.
You know what I mean? He's no better than what Odebert, Tell, whatever it is. I mean, I'm not the greatest of fans of fucking Tell. You know that because I just don't think he'll make it with us at all. Odebert in fits and starts. It's another typical Tottenham average fucking player. It's like us going out and buying Lewis fucking Zaha. Do you know what I mean? It's absolute fucking shite. So one swallow doesn't make a sign.
Yeah, that's one. Cornfield, dear idea. That's funny. Yeah, that's what everyone says. Why not Bowen?
Yeah, but he won't come. He won't come to us.
Bowen won't, but he's no better than what.
The board came out and they said they're going to back him. They've got fucking X amount of fucking millions to spend, and yet we haven't seen it. We've spent the money that's been gone already on Johnson, and Crystal Palace are finding out exactly what Johnson's all about. What we knew what he was all about. Do you know what I mean? He's good at timing his runs and getting to the back post, and that is, he knows where the back of the net is, and that is about it for me. He was a waste of 47 million. But people may say things fucking different.
I've got nothing against the man.
I said to you, I don't think we will sign players purely and simply because they are game by game looking at fucking Spurs and looking at Frank, just waiting to fucking pull the trigger and say, that's it. So I don't think they're going to go out and fucking buy players when we need fucking players now because we've got so many fucking injuries.
I just think it's just annoyed me, Dan, big time, that the comments that were made, like, because he had a good game against Spurs, because they wouldn't have been looking at Somerville before.
He's not played well all season.
I mean, he played well against Tottenham, but it was shit and it was easy. Oh, yeah. And even then he was being through, weren't he, and fucked it up. But we should be going for like that. Is what makes me think that the board are still not 100% convinced in Frank, and they will buy that sort of player. Do you know what I mean? Just to keep this squad ticking over, and until someone comes. But
it doesn't. This is history repeating itself. This is decade after decade, window after window, and this is what happens. This is what I said. It's like buying Lewis fucking Zaha.
Shut up!
Simon.
How are we doing? It's a happy stream tonight. It's a happy podcast tonight. Well, it was until I let Danny know that Spurs are in talks to buy Somerville for 25 million quid off West Ham. What do you think to that, Si? Hey?
I think that probably won't solve any problems.
I'll just say
then for Tell, isn't he?
I don't get it. But let's rewind a little bit, Simon, for you. What did you think of last night's performance? Obviously, I don't think any of us could believe it, especially the first half. It was good to see, wasn't it?
I mean, that first 20 minutes, I was just like, who the hell are these guys? And where did they come from? Because that work rate and the aggression and the intensity that they showed in that first 20 minutes, and Dortmund got caught off guard by it.
They did, didn't they? Yeah.
You kind of think, I mean, to be honest, they've had a rest for 20 games so far this season, so they probably have got enough energy left to throw at a game. But yeah, I was well impressed by the performance yesterday. And then they did just kind of manage the game in the second half. But the first half, the game was won. I mean, that's sending off. Never.
Do you think that was a sending off? Because Danny reckons it was, and I say it weren't.
I'd say it's less of a sending off than Brennan's one was, and I don't think Brennan's one was necessarily either. But the problem is now is if you go into a challenge with your studs up, even if you miss the ball, if you make any contact with anyone, kind of calf muscle or higher, seems like you get sent off for it now.
He didn't have to leave his foot. He didn't have to leave his foot up that high with his studs showing. He left his studs there. If you watch replays over and over again, he left his foot there. He didn't need to leave it there.
As I said, though, I still think when you look at it, this is the problem with VAR, because when you see it in slow motion, and the first thing the ref saw on the screen was that image, that still of that. As soon as you show that first still, he's got to go. And this is probably why ex-footballers should be doing VAR, surely to go.
I mean,
if you can't warrant that studs high challenge that high.
No, I just don't think he meant it. I generally don't think he meant it.
No, I'm dubious as to whether he meant it, but I think that we'd have beaten 11 of them anyway. So
yeah, I don't think it made any difference. Was anyone stand out for you last night, Si?
I mean, I think that the performance of Xavi Simons is probably the standout for me, and I thought Porro played way better than he has done in recent weeks as well. And I guess so that they were probably the main two that stood out, who really stood up. I still thought that Spence looked a bit lost over there, and kind of all of our threat came from the right, really. But it was an interesting one to see Spence and Udogie down one side. Still not the answer, but I mean, it gave us something down that side. I just feel like Jed just doesn't look comfortable in the final third of the pitch, so he kind of runs out of ideas once he gets the ball up there. But yeah, solid performance all round, really. It's a shame to see. I mean, I'm hoping that it wasn't too serious for Lucas as well, because we could really do without losing another midfielder.
I thought it was quite entertaining to see Jed Spence's different coloured boots running down the line, to be honest. You're wearing boots like that, mate. You better have a good game. That's all I can say. I thought I was seeing things.
I mean, the other thing that was good was to see Dom back, and T looked hungry. He ran out of steam a bit in the second half, but he's out. He's been out for bloody ages. So
he made a massive difference, didn't he?
Yeah. So it was good to see him back. The whole game when we went 2-0 up, I was saying to the kids, all I want is Callum Awani to just put the ball in the back of the net. He seems to do everything but that at the moment. I think he just needs to hit the back of the net and he'll get a run of goals.
He's getting absolutely slated today. Getting rid of him, blah, blah, blah. Yes, he is.
Yeah. I mean,
he's got quality. It's his attitude, isn't it?
This is the thing. I'm urging the guy to do. He's putting the work in, but it's just not happening for whatever reason. And I was just, when we were 2-0 up, I was thinking, please let the boys score. But I mean, the weirdest moment was Porro kind of 10 yards clear in their half, and then I don't know what happened to him, but the defence was all behind him, and then he got into the penalty area and he just seemed to just lose the plot. He was like a jigsaw, just fell apart in the box, and
his confidence is shot to bits.
But his last touch was awful. He didn't put it far enough in front of him.
Well, yeah, he didn't put it far enough in front of himself, and then he wasn't looking at the ball, and you see it, and while he's looking up, the ball hits him on the foot and changes angle.
Yeah, it goes over
and
there.
The whole play's done.
He got man of the match last. I thought it was well good. Really did.
I thought it was decent, but I thought Xavi was better.
Yeah, Xavi was really good, wasn't he? You know what I mean? But yeah, I think Milani's got to go. He doesn't seem to want to be there. I mean, when he was clean through, Simon, I was saying to Danny before he come on, when they put Milani through, I thought, go, this is it. Because I've seen him bury chances loads of times. I mean, his confidence is shot, man.
I mean, Ali McCoist was clear what he should have done. He kept saying for about the next 10 minutes, should have put it through his legs.
Yeah. Because I thought he was going to dink it over him. Because the keeper flew out. If your keeper flies out you that quick and that low, just dink it over him, innit? Surely. But I suppose you'll only do that if you're confident. But there are rumours that he might even be going back in January. So, because we are looking at another striker, but if they get Somerville, Dan's not happy. Look.
Yeah,
Man,
I mean,
I just don't.
After all the big talk, if it ends up being Gallagher and Somerville's and Sousa, that's our window? I'm just like, well, where's the part? Which of those guys is going to save this season?
Nah. But as I said, the downside, do you think it's a case of they don't really want to push the boat out because they're not sure if Frank's going to be here in the summer? It's a difficult position for the board, and even though we don't like the board, none of us do, innit, Dan? You're not going to want to throw. It must be awkward for them because they think he's probably not going to be here, but they might have. You're not going to want to chuck a load of money at him, are you? I'm not saying that they would, but I'm just trying to say hypothetical. You wouldn't want to chuck if we was on the board now and we weren't sure if the manager's going to be there. You're not going to chuck 50, 60, 70, 80 million a player, are you?
Well, look, anything other than the win at the weekend, then he's back up shit street.
Yeah.
So basically, he has to tear Burnley apart now.
Because I think, I'll bring you in on this one, Dan. This is what I think as well. In the past, where they fucked up the board. Say, for example, they hire. Just say they've got mostly defensive players in their squad, right? In the past, then they go and hire an attacking manager. So he's got to try and get rid of them and bring in his own attacking players, which is why we're left with a bit of deadwood. Then he gets the sack. Then they'll go and hire a defensive manager. So he comes in. Do you know what I mean? I think they've got to decide what their what's the word? Decide what their identity is.
Yeah, they need to know what type of football they want to play, and having known the way that Spurs fans want their teams to play. We love a bit of flair. We love that tricky winger that can go down there and the step overs. We've got nobody like Son in our team that can go past and run 50, 60 yards with the ball like that. And I know Van der Ven's done it a couple of times, but other than Mickey Van der Ven, and he ain't going to do that all the time, we've got nobody like that in our team that has that capability. We've got nobody like Harry Kane who has that ability to drop short, pick a pass, shield the ball, lay it off, knows where the back of the net is without even fucking looking at it. We just don't have two players like that in our team. Dom offers us a different angle on things and how our team shapes up to play. But wide areas, I think we're so weak. And I've even put Kudos in there because Kudos isn't that player that can go past people, drift past people and find the back of the net, because I don't think he has that pace. And maybe he doesn't have that confidence at this moment in time. So, yeah, I think the club really needs to know what identity, what they want to get. Do you want a Mourinho who's going to sit back and then hit on the counter? Or do you want a Mauricio Pochettino type manager who's going to press high? He's going to not give an opposition time on the ball. They're going to be run. And we'll outrun you.
Do you know what I
mean? Yeah. And that can do that. I just don't, at this moment in time, Frank, for me, doesn't offer any of that. I don't think he actually knows how he really wants to play. And we keep hearing him say, or reports keep saying, I haven't got my players. I haven't got the players that I want to do. I haven't got players like I had at Brentford. Well, come on. We're fucking Spurs, aren't we? Surely we shouldn't be like classing ourselves the same Brentford. And I know Brentford are sitting where they are in the league at this moment in time, but they've lost probably two of their best players and three are classed like Norgards. So, yeah, I just don't know whether I think there should have been a clean sweep, and I think ENIC should have showed up. They should have sold the club to whoever, because at the moment we don't have any football people at the top of this club. They're all business type people, and we just don't have anything. It's not geared towards the football team, and you can't keep going on and doing club buys and buying people just to play in the squad. Because that's not what Man City does. You can't tell me Pep Guardiola's letting the fucking owners, who knows fuck all about football, pick the players that he wants in his team. So why should we accept it? Do you know what I mean? Just because we're not at the same level as what Man City are at this moment in time, the manager should be the one who's picking the players. And if he identifies a player, the board should then go, right, okay, we should go, Lang's all about youth. If he's going to be anywhere in this club, he should be in the youth development because that's what his game is.
Yeah,
but going. Do you know what I mean? Villa let him go. We've said this loads of times. So to me, the manager should be picking those players that he wants. And like we said, look, we've had decades of this, window after window. Something somewhere along the line has to stop. We thought it was going to be different without Levy being there, but actually, we're seeing that the theme is still the club. It's still people in certain positions high up that are making these decisions. So yeah, okay, we all know what Levy was like, but the same theme is still here. We're going through this whole cycle again. A manager. Somewhere along the line, it needs to break.
Do you think they're just going to sort of plod on with Frank till the summer? It does look that way, doesn't it? I mean, obviously, if they get beaten by Burnley thing again, but it does look like they're just going to plod on into something due to lack of availability. And maybe I still think that they're going to go for Poch to appease the fans.
I feel like it feels like the board split on him. I feel like if they've sat down and had a meeting all day, there's for them to sit down for a whole day to talk about it. Clearly, there's a bit of back and forth going on this thing, and I think that the board are probably split. He's probably got allies in the board who still want to support him, and then you've got people who are just like, "Nah, let's get rid." And there's this battle and it's basically like, right, let's see how the next couple of games go. But if it doesn't turn around in the next 2-3 games, because you could see it, and we could end up after beating Dortmund yesterday. We could then beat Burnley at the weekend and beat Frankfurt next week, and then all of a sudden we're in the final 16, and everyone's like, "Oh yeah, Frank this, Frank that," and then you look at our next 6 games, and we are going down the pan.
Well, looking at our fixture list in the Premier League for February and March, I wouldn't like to be a manager that's got to improve results. Look at those fixtures; he must have picked the worstest fixtures ever.
And you're looking at that list, and you're thinking, "Bloody hell!"
I can't see a
mental that the most beatable looking team at the moment in that list is City.
Yeah. It's a weird one, isn't it? I don't know what they're going to do. So if they lose on Saturday, then Dan, then what?
You can't lose to West Ham. You can't lose to 2 of the bottom 3 consecutive games.
No, and keep your job. But I just don't think that they. He's obviously pulling the strings at the moment for me. He's obviously the one that is saying, "Look,
give him time."
I had this when I was at Arsenal with Arteta. We gave him his time. Now look where he is. The problem is that's Arsenal. We're Spurs.
And Arteta learned the trade from Pep.
That's what I said last time on the stream.
Where's Frank looking? He's not a young person. Do you know what I mean? Arteta's young. They gave him the project. With Frank, he's and same with Arsenal and Spurs. Go out and buy Rice.
Yeah.
No disrespect to Gallagher, but we've gone out and spent 34 million. They went out and spent 100 million on Rice, and look what you're getting. So that's the difference between the clubs.
Yeah,
that is a top quality club, and I hate fucking saying it. And then you've got ours, which is an average club. So somewhere along the line, we need to break that theme because they are happy to go out and spend that money, whereas we've never ever been happy to go, right, we want that. We want Semenyo. He's fucking 80 million, Bournemouth. We should have done it in the summer. He's 80 million for him. Instead of letting him sign a new contract. While Frank's in there, let's get him in now. Let's bid 80 million. What do you want for him? 90. Okay, yeah, sod it. We'll have 90 million. Just go and do it. Do you know what I mean? And what do we end up? We end up with a Levy buying Tell for 30 odd flipping million, who's now not getting in the team under Frank. Doesn't look like he's. And do you know what I mean?
And the other side of it is that we probably need to buy about 470 million players before a 100 million player would even think about joining us.
Yeah,
because you look at a 100 million pound player and he's looking at the squad, and he's thinking, why? If I'm worth 100 million in today's market, that puts me in the bracket that I can go to a guaranteed title challenging team. Yeah. So why would I? Even if Spurs have got 100 million, why would I go there?
Yeah, that's the problem. We're not attractive.
So we're about 2 or 3 years away from it even entertaining us at the moment.
Sorry about that.
We probably need to be buying 60, 70, 80 million pound players to build the squad up before the likes of Rice or any of that ilk of play would even think about joining Spurs.
Yeah. Well, everybody knows the history of our club.
That's what I said to you
that.
last minute, Dan. When people were saying, texting me all the time, saying, "What do you reckon, Lou? Why don't we get Jurgen, just offer Jurgen Klopp loads of dough?" And I reminded him he was struggling with Liverpool, but he wanted Van Dijk and Alisson, who cost him an arm and a leg. Spurs wouldn't have done that for him. They would have got like a second or third rate Van Dijk and Alisson, wouldn't they? That's the difference, like I just said. So let's give you a magic wand now. I'll ask you both. Dan first. If I gave you a magic wand, right, and said, right, you're in charge of hiring or keeping on or firing Thomas Frank, and if you're going to fire him, what are you going to do? And to make it a little bit harder, what are we going to do for the rest of the window?
So I would let him. I would let him go. I would have let him go now, to be honest, because I think that like Simon's reiterated already, that you can't go through another season like we are. And I know we're going through change and this, that, and the other, but he's had a window. We've maybe not got the players that we wanted to get, and now we're in the same position as what we are. We've got no identity as a team. We're so easy to play against. Everything's against him at this moment in time. And maybe that might be a little bit unfair with the injuries and stuff and everything in the fans. But he just looks well out of his depth. So for me, I would let him go and I would have an interim, because unless you're going to willing to turn around and say to Xavi Alonso, you're not going to get Poch now because he's committed to America. So who are you going to go for? Who is there? The only one that available that's any kind of quality is Xavi Alonso for me at this moment in time. That's not in a job.
He wants a break, doesn't he? Because he's waiting.
Yeah.
He's going to have a little break, but he wants Liverpool, don't he?
Yeah, he'll wait into the summer. And if Slot hasn't done his job, then he's going to go there, isn't he? Let's face it.
Yeah.
So who do you go for then in the summer? That's what Spurs need to look at. What's going to be around? Glasner's going to be around, but
I do think it'll be Potsdam.
Mel, I'm not that keen on
going
back.
Finding an interim, like people saying him. Who's going to want to leave their full-time job and come to Tottenham knowing it's probably going to only be for 4 months?
Well, I'll turn around and say to Robbie Keane, then I'll offer him the interim job, like what Man United's done to Garrett.
What do you think job though to come here before? This is the problem.
Probably not.
Isn't it? It's a difficult one. So
this is what's going on. And if they're indecisive at the top, and you've got say Lang and Vinay that are gearing up to back in Frank and saying, well, we're only 6 months into this process. What are you expecting? Well, actually, what we're expecting is that we need to be seeing change, and we haven't seen no change. We've been fucking shit. We have absolutely been shit all season. And when you get beat by the teams like we've been getting beat, and the teams that I expect us to be beaten, your Bournemouths and your fucking West Hams and your Burnleys, do you know what I mean? All these teams I expect we should be beating them. And when we're not,
it's shit identity.
Yeah, we haven't got an identity. And I think some of that is down to Frank.
That's what happened last time. Do you remember, Dan? When I didn't see the comments come through, and I've just got it thing again now. Yeah. What would you do? What I suppose you're going to say the same. No, it doesn't matter what manager comes in. No. What do you reckon, Si? I suppose you're along the same lines, aren't you? And this is again why I do say I think they're just going to try and just plod on with Frank till the summer. Obviously, look at the table. If you think, well, as long as we can survive, if it starts looking a bit like shit, we could go down. Do you know what I mean? Don't you think?
I mean, I'm really torn because I'm not really for this. Let's keep hiring new managers every season, every 18 months. It's doing my head in, and I don't want us to be that club. Yeah. But I also don't see what the way forward is with Frank either. So it's just like, although I don't want us to keep doing it again, I can't see how we can't do it again because I just don't see what the way forward is. You look back to Big Ange's first at this stage. Big Ange's first season was nuts. He imprinted his style on the team, and everyone loved it. And we were all singing "I'm loving Big Ange instead" and all this stuff, and we absolutely smashing it. And then that mental game against Chelsea, and we had 2 sent off and 2 injured as well. And it's just like
downhill from that game.
Everything went downhill from that point onwards. And then we kept chopping and changing, and we just never got any form back. And I kind of feel like the timing of getting rid of Andrew, we did that wrong. And it was just like that was crazy. And then we've brought this guy in, and what he's known for is keeping a mediocre team in the Premier League, and that's it, getting them promoted and keeping them up. And that's what his CV says. That, okay, he did some stuff back in Denmark or whatever, but in the Premier League, his only record is getting Brentford to the Premier League and keeping them there. But that's not the total team we are. We want to be getting us in the Champions League and keeping us there, keeping it, having a season like where we're actually part in the conversation for challenging for the title, let alone challenge for top four.
Yeah.
And the problem is that we've had like these little tastes, Champions League final, finishing third in a two-horse race somehow. And it's kind of like we've had a title challenge, we've had a Champions League final, and we've just gone steadily backwards since. And that is all ENIC mismanagement. And I feel sorry for any manager that comes in.
Yeah.
And that's the problem at the moment, is that the managers aren't the problem. We've done I keep saying it, we've done every type of manager there is, and no one can make this club work.
And the common denominator.
And I think that it's because the problem is that every manager that comes in, they come in, they try and put an identity on things, they don't get backed, and then they just end up getting backed. The only thing they get backed is backed into a corner. They find themselves into a position where it's just like, well, what do you want me to do? I need this, and this player, and you're giving me this bunch of lads who, in 2 managers' time, they might fulfill their potential. I need a player for now.
Yeah, that's what we need now, don't we? Yeah.
I don't want Somerville. I don't want fucking Paul. I feel sorry for like the likes of Archie Gray and Bergvall and all these guys that you can see that they're going to be players in the future, but they're having the pressure heaped on them at teenage. Yeah. And it's just like, why are we doing this to teenage players? Yeah, bring a sprinkling of those in, but we need experience. We need quality and experience. And yeah, these lads have got quality, but they don't have the experience, and that's what this team needs.
Yeah, ideally,
needs to be run by a different bunch of people. To be honest,
you ideally want to bring in.
I'm kind of over ENIC.
When all the bullshit things are going well, it's better to bring in players like that, not when you're struggling. I mean, hats off to Bergvall Gray yesterday, because they're so young that they're playing central midfield against a Dortmund team that was in good form, and they didn't wilt at all. But I do say, like you say, Tom, they shouldn't be put in that position in the first place. But Thomas Frankel just turned around, as I'd imagine what he would have done in the meetings, and said, look, I'm crippled with injuries. At the moment, that is his get out, ain't it?
Yeah.
And, they probably
and I don't know if they're like, oh, well, United did it, class of 92. But the class of 92 came through together as a unit.
That's a massive difference.
We're just buying players from here, there, and everywhere. Bunch of kids from here, there, and everywhere, and it's not the answer. Yes, we should be having some of those, but we should also be buying experience and quality at the same time.
Even though we don't like the board, though, isn't it, Dan? That they're in the right predicament, isn't they? Because of the timing of, obviously last night was brilliant. They would have been happy. He's got to follow it on at Burnley.
But I think I'm the same opinion as everybody else. I think we're papering over cracks that have been there for years, and. Like me and Simon were both saying, your opinion, you and other people, it's ENIC have never look. They've been our owners for years now, but not necessarily pumped the money in like we've needed it when we've needed it, when we've needed to strengthen. Because let's face it, when Pochettino didn't buy a player for 18 months, that's when he said we need to rebuild. Do you know what I mean? That's when we had a team then, and all he needed to do was probably add two, maybe 3 quality players, and they would have come at that time because they would have seen how Spurs were playing. They would have seen how the manager is. Do you know what I mean? And they would have seen what's there for the future. But the club didn't see it. They wanted the stadium. They wanted that. So that was where the money got swallowed up into. And now, unfortunately, we are suffering from it big time. And like the history of the club is not good in necessarily in transfer markets, and it's not necessarily good either when we've sold one of our so-called star players in reinvesting that money in players to come in. You only have to look back at the Bale money, Modric, Carrick, all of those that have gone places. If that money's been swallowed up and gone on fucking dross. So I think the club needs massive investment. I think that it needs the owners should have sold in the summer.
They need to sell up, mate, I think.
I mean, you heard that bloke on Saturday against West Ham when he's paying thousands a year, season.
24
and he's
grand.
saying, just sell the club, just sell it. You've got no interest here. Sell it. Go on, you're not interested in the football team. It's just money. Do you know what I mean? So he's quite within his rights to feel aggrieved and everything. Oh, look, because he's only saying exactly what we're saying. We fucking paid 24,000 to go.
I have been looking into ENIC a lot over the last week. Got a few little things here, but they basically bought it for £80 million.
Yep.
And the club is now valued at 4 to 4.5 billion. So why don't they sell? There's greed. I mean, that is an absolutely massive profit. Then I was looking into the total spending and sales since 2000.
We're fourth in that league, aren't we?
It's crazy, man. They've spent, I'm going to total transfers fees. If I go here, we're sixth on 737.
It's our match day fees that we are fourth.
Yeah, with the match day fees. And I was just thinking, they have spent a lot of money. But then you go to the 10 most expensive Spurs signings under ENIC and Daniel Levy. Our record signing is Solanke at £65 million. It's got a few others there. Put it this way, the 10th most expensive was PORRO at 40. So they don't go out and buy players like we said, like Rice, do they? They won't. Do you know what I mean? What is the other bit on it? And then it goes to the but basically it says what this shows. Spurs don't spend as high as some rivals while they've paid big for a few stars. Many purchases have been modest compared to clubs like Manchester City, United, Chelsea, Arsenal, Liverpool. Their average 15 to 18 million per permanent signing. That's their average. It's 15 to 18 million pounds per signing. Reflects the balanced recruitment approach. That's not balanced. That's shit.
Yeah.
In this day and age, as your average is 15 to 18 million pounds on a player. And then it goes to say about their latest average player salary at Tottenham, 2025-26. Says it a year. Then it narrows it down to the average. The average weekly salary as it stands today is 100 grand a week. I mean, that's far too low, isn't it, in this?
Fuck it, Mickey Van der Ven's on what, 50, is he?
9. I think he's on 90 at the moment.
It's crazy.
So he earns half of what Conor Gallagher earns.
I've got the ways it, isn't it? But this is crazy when I read this one. Look. In 2012 to 13, Tottenham's average wage bill was 96 million. Right? 2021 to 2022, it rocketed up to 209 million. So you think, well, that's showing a bit of, you know what I mean? Then, from 2022 to now, it's gone down to 110 million. Hence, I suppose that thing last season, the wage to thing was 42%, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, lowest in the league.
The top 6 earners this season, I'll start at 6th and go up, right? Solanke's on 90 grand, Richie's on 90 grand, Kulu's on 110, Madison 170, Simmons 200, Romero 200. I mean, when you look
Gallagher you can add Gallagher to that 200 group as well.
This is why we're not competing, and this is why I think they need to set up. They need to go, don't they?
Yeah, definitely.
When you look at these figures, they're only in it, like the man keeps saying, profit over glory. But they've made, I mean, that is a mental profit. You've bought some 80 million quid.
You've got to see though what's still going, what's still here. Concerts, boxing, NFL. Well, that's constantly. It's not going away anywhere, is it?
I know for a fact their match day revenue, when including the events, this is like if it's averaged out over a season, say last season. If you include the concerts, the boxing, etc., they get the most. They're number one, bang. And they're going and bidding 25 million for bloody some of it.
Newcastle winning.
Yeah. So I think that we're all agreed on that, and probably everyone else is, that until they sell up, like the man said earlier, it doesn't matter what manager we get. It really don't.
No.
We have to go out and buy players. And
we've already proven it doesn't matter.
Look at the
over decades, we've proved it doesn't matter. No one makes a difference.
Does that take Newcastle to 13 points?
Eh?
Takes Newcastle to 13 points.
They'll still be behind us. So
yeah,
we just have to beat Frankfurt next week and we finish in the top 8.
Yeah.
I mean, to be fair, if they do that, I'll have to apologise because I said we won't get in the. I did say when someone asked me on there, I think it was Milton, said, "Will they finish in the top 8?" And I went, "Nah, no chance." So again, I was completely wrong. So I might just give up this.
I mean, it just shows you how crazy that our league form is.
Is it easier in the Champions League than the Premier League? Because it's not as fast.
I mean,
is that why it's so good in Europe?
The pace of the games is different, but the quality of the teams you're playing should be a similar level, if not slightly higher, I'd have thought. But I guess at this stage, you do get to play some crappy teams. The real test is once you get into that knockout stage.
Yeah.
Then you've got 16 quality teams there, haven't you?
Yeah.
How much is that, Dan? Do you know if they get through to the next round? That's what I'm thinking.
Yeah, I mean that's what they'll be looking at. They'll be looking at money, and what we look at is now. We look at the team and how shit they're going and how poor Frank is. We're looking at who's coming in this in this January window, and we're not seeing any of it. Do you know what I mean? And come that January window closes, and we haven't signed another couple of players at least, and we were like, God's sake. We'll be back to we're back to square one again. We're exactly the same. Another window passes Spurs by, where players have gone to other clubs.
I mean, you look at the injuries, and net we're down on where we started the window.
Only Spurs could do that, couldn't they? Yeah, it's not looking good. But where does Somerville play? Is it left wing or right wing or both?
I couldn't give a shit. He's not good enough.
He's not good enough, mate.
Do you think they'll let Tell go out alone to keep him sweet, and that's why they get Somerville in? Maybe.
Yeah, they're probably going to do that, but that's not what the fans want. That is no. Why are we buying from a team that's fucking behind us in the league?
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? It's the same as buying any of their players apart from Bowen, who's probably the only quality player there.
There's like Bowen and Paquetá are probably the only 2 players you'd even think about, and that's it.
Germany, yeah. Good point, yeah. That's what Harry said to me, because he kept saying to me before the game, Dortmund ain't no good, Dad. And I was going, yeah, but if they lost once in the Bundesliga. He said,
the European leagues are nothing like the Premier League. The French league's fucking crap. I mean, PSV, who are losing to Newcastle tonight, they're at the top of their league, aren't they?
Yeah. I do think, I know it sounds stupid, but I think Burnley's a huge game, so I think we might be brought back down to earth with a big bump.
Yeah, definitely. It's going to be cold. It's going to be scrappy. Yeah. They're going to want to get in our faces. They're going to want to be breaking that play up as much as possible, getting right in our faces. And at the end of the day, if the Spurs players are not ready for that, and they're not willing to take that hustle and bustle and get in and do the graft, then I can see us getting turned over quite easily.
Turned over at Turf Moor.
Yep.
So, come on, it's prediction time.
2-1 Spurs.
You love it, didn't you? Yeah.
Well, I mean, the one thing for us is we are better away than we are at home. So I'm going 3-0. Yeah.
3-0?
Oh, fucking hell, Simon.
I'm going 3-0. Yeah. Same. I went to the first game of the season and Burnley are shit.
Yeah, but so West Ham.
But we've already beaten Burnley 3-0 this season, and we beat them. So we've actually managed to beat them 3-0 at home. I mean, the 2 games that we've actually, I I've actually managed to go to both the games we won at home. How about that?
Breadcrumbs from the master's table. Do you know what? I like that. I'm gonna have to remember that phrase. I do like my proverbs and my little phrases. Yeah, that's good. Yeah. 3-0, Simon says.
You watch 3-0 and an LJ mug coming my way. Here we go.
I'm going 2-1. I'm sticking to it. And I'm having that LJ mug this weekend.
Oh, so Harry said to me that he said 2-0 last night, right? He wanted a mug. So I said to him, no, but he didn't put it on the thing. And he got the so I said, I'll post it to you.
Tell him he's got a graft for it.
Me and Simon have been agreeing on a lot of things lately. Something's going on in the air. But I'm sorry, I'm not going to agree with him on ODEBERT. I don't think he's got it. I know last night was all right, but I personally don't think he's that elite level. I've said Tell's improved, but I don't think he will be that level. Although I
don't think Kudos is elite level either.
Hmm.
I mean, when he joined, I was like, this lad's got potential, but he isn't moving forward at the moment.
No. Did you see how quick he was? If he knows he can beat the fullback, right, he goes for it. He was really fast. But I've seen him. I think it was against Newcastle's always started second game. And as soon as he can't beat the fullback, he gives up. He does. He gives up. Not good enough mentality. So 2-1, you're saying, and I'm going for 1-1.
Oh, pessimistic.
No.
If it's 1-1, Frank can do one. I'll pay for his taxi.
Yeah. You can't beat Dortmund and then go away to Burnley and fucking lose or draw. You've got to be winning that game. You've got to be winning that. Their mentality they need to attack them and they need to go for it. Look, Van der Ven's going to come back into the team.
Before we go there, do you think that
Romero
even under Frank, when Kuvaneski and Maddison come back, do you think that will make a massive difference to Tottenham, the way they play, the results, etc.?
I think the team's got a headache.
Do you think so?
I don't see where you're going to put Kulusevski.
Yeah, and it's just like it's not adding any pace, which is what we are lacking at the moment. And it's just like you look at it, and Kulusevski is a decent player, but I don't know where you put him at this moment.
That's a bit like Maddison, because isn't Maddison going to be in the same sort of position as XAVI? Is that what you was meaning by headache?
Well, I think that some of those players we need to change our formation, and I think we need to play a 3-4-2-1 formation. That way, behind the striker, you can have Madders and Simmons, or Simmons and Kulusevski, or Kulusevski and Madders, if you're wanting to fit that type of player in behind. But Simmons is probably the most mobile out of them. So knowing how a lot of teams play now, they want fast players on that ball that can dribble, don't they? So I would go for that Monaco guy with the left foot.
Adekush. Was that what I was talking about? Adekush? I think it is, isn't it?
Yeah.
Adekush.
Yeah.
All the rumours have suddenly gone boom since all this.
Yeah, because it's the Frank thing, isn't it? It's the board and the Frank thing. There's no rumours apart from fucking shit West Ham ones. I mean, Jesus Christ, we've just lost to them.
And I don't know if he was on, Simon. They're doing a deal as well with where was it? Let me find it again here, just to cheer you up a bit more, side, because this will cheer you up much. They're also doing a deal. They're talking at the moment with West Ham again as it goes. You know what I mean? So, and it's about, because I don't know how to pronounce this geezer's name. Where's it gone? Oh yeah, Spurs and West Ham are also in talks over a loan swap deal, Simon. The move would see Kingsley go to West Ham and Hermansen to Spurs on a similar deal. Basically, Hermansen's absolutely shit. So I can see why they're doing it, because it gives Kingsley, keeps him sweet. You'll go straight into the West Ham team. I can see why they're doing that. But we just can't hope that Vicario don't get injured if that happens, because he's proper pony.
Yeah, that doesn't really sound like a great idea.
Yeah, exactly. That is exactly it. They are cheap bastards.
Yeah.
They've got to go. But the thing is, they organised a protest for the last game against West Ham. They met at the corner pin, and there was, being generous, 150 people there.
Yeah,
So
if that.
I think they need to organise another one because there was a really big one last time, wasn't it? Do you remember? I think they need to organise another one well in advance to get it out there because this needs a big push now.
Bums on seats is the way that you fucking hit them.
Well, you must have noticed it last night.
Stopping people going that match day fucking is made during the match day. If you fucking say 20,000 people ain't gonna go to a home game, do you know what I mean? Automatically we're down straight away.
Well, that's what I told before Simon come on, Simon. I told Dan there was last night there was 52,713 there. That's quite a big loss. But the tickets were £70 a bloody ticket, I was told.
Exactly. It's fucking stupid.
If you could get another 10,000 down, because if you've got such a massive stadium like that, when you've got like that missing, it does stand out, don't it?
But it doesn't because we've got fucking navy blue seats.
No, they're not stupid.
And you only see it. The cameras.
I'll take a year off it. You'll come back, it'd be the same, mate.
Yeah.
It'll be the same. But I think the Nick out thing is going to have to get louder, and so many people argue a lot of things about Spurs, but that seems to be the only thing they're agreeing on at the moment because the fan base is split. But that seems to be the only thing that they're agreeing on is to get rid of these owners.
It's more than 20 years now, and there's only one common denominator for that period, and it's DOMINIC.
Yeah, it is.
And they've made their money hundreds and thousands of % profit on the 80 million they put in.
So sell up.
And it's just like they don't seem to be real football people. And like Dan was saying earlier, we need football people at the top of the club, and even more than that, we need Spurs people at the top of the club as well.
Well, they reckon they're Spurs supporters. But
the thing is they might be Spurs supporters second, but their shareholder supporters first.
Yeah.
All about the longer.
Anything else you want to add, lads? Before we shoot off, and
I mean, I was sitting there with a frown on my face, and I'm thinking, last night was brilliant. I really enjoyed. I really enjoyed watching the Dawn side, don't it? That's what you know. And I flippantly throw 3-0 out there, but I've got this horrible sinking feeling about Burnley at the weekend as well. In the background. I thought I'd throw 3-0 in for a laugh.
Dr. Tottenham.
Yeah. Does it, Dad?
Yeah.
One swallow don't make a summer, Javi.
No,
but that's the thing. It's like we are literally Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde, aren't we? We're either Dr. Tottenham turns up or this savage beast turns up.
Not one in what, 12, 13?
Yeah.
What's that?
Schizophrenic FC.
It's made for us to go and lose, and for them,
yeah.
West Ham have just done it.
It's the exact sort of thing that we do.
Well, you just said they'd win 3-0.
I know. I mean, I was having a laugh at the time, but that you've got that nagging feeling in the back of your mind that every time, for the last 2 or 3 years, every time we've had a really, really good performance, we followed it up with an absolute stinker.
Yeah, you've always been like, haven't we? Didn't they say the other day that I think it's they haven't put 2 wins together in the Premier League all season? There you go.
And you look at it and you think
he wants to go back.
We'd be lucky to do that before March.
Yeah, he wants to go back to Brazil, Paqueta.
Yeah, we've offered more money than what they have, but he wants to go back.
Yeah, he wants to go back to Brazil, yeah, so he can put more bets on. You can't do it over here anymore.
No.
Shalom. Right, that's it then.
Yes.
Relax back here. You've got a couple of days now to relax and enjoy the win. And then it's Burnley.
Send you through my
address, mate. And then it's back to Forrest Gump's box of chocolates that you never know what you're going to get.
I really hope not. But I'm like you. Well, that's why I've gone for 1-0. I think we'll go a goal down. And then we'll get back into it and get a draw. And everyone will be going mad. But they won't like it there, mate.
Nah, 3-0. We'll be all right.
I'll tell you what, if you get that one right, Sam, I'll send you $2. All right, everyone. Cheers for coming on. Shalom.
Cowboys.
Spurs.